It's your boy, and today I'm gonna show you beginners how to get 360s, 540s, 720 waves for beginners, man. So let's get into it. Alright, beginner wavers, the first thing that you need to do when you first starting out trying to get waves is pick a pattern. So there's a lot of different patterns out there that you can choose from. Number one is 360 beehive. That's pretty much the classic pattern that everybody normally goes for when they first start their journey. Then there's 360s with a swirl. Next thing that you have is 540s. Then you have 720s, and then you have pretty much full 720. So there's 720 hybrid, which is the 720 pattern that I had. I'll have a picture somewhere on the screen. And then there's the full 720s where you kind of like wrap your hair in that type of way. So that's the first thing that you need to do, is pick what pattern that you want. Alright, YouTube, so the next thing that you need to do is make sure that you focus on your crown. If you pick the 360 beehive, focus on your crown early. Get your beehive set and everything else will come together. If you're going 540s, 720s, you're gonna have a swirl. So start working on your swirl early. Get those angles down and get that swirl going. Next thing that you need to do is choose what type of brushes you want to start off with. I recommend having the same type of brush for your hard, medium, and soft. Do not mix brushes when you are beginning. You want to make sure that you are learning the correct angles with one type of brush. So the different type of brushes you can use is the curved brush, which is, this is a Palm Torino Pro. We have the Torino Pro Oval. You can use these type of brushes. You can use your classic 7-roll. You can use your long handle curved brushes. You can use your basically your square palm brushes. I really like these. These are what I'm using right now. The next is this one is a club, but this is like the big body club. So they also have different type of club brushes like this. But those are the main type of brushes that you can start off with. So choose wisely what you want to use when you first start off. But make sure you get the hard, medium, and soft. Alright, beginners, next thing that you want to do is learn your hair porosity. The easiest way to figure out your hair porosity is to first wash your hair, get you a cup of water, make sure it's half full, and take a piece of your hair and drop it in. If your hair goes to the bottom, you are high porosity. If it goes all the way to the top, you are low porosity, and if it stays in the middle, you are normal. After you figured out your hair porosity, it's time to start looking for products. I recommend 3 to 4 products: an oil, moisturizer, butter, and pomade. Those are the 4 products that you can use. It all based off of, you know, what works for you and what's gonna work for you, pretty much. So once you figure out what works for you, you have your 4 products, which is the oil, moisturizer, butter, and a pomade. Then you are set. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, when I first started waving as a beginner, I didn't know anything about hair porosity. I just used to use products, and if it made my hair itch, I stopped using it. And if it worked and made my hair shine, I kept using it, man. So you could take that and do that, or you can go into the hair porosity and kind of make it a little bit easier on choosing product. Last thing that you want to do, and this pretty much is the number one thing that you should be doing, is brushing your hair. Finding the time to brush your hair. Go in. Now that you've figured out what pattern that you want, you know where your crown is, you know what type of crown that you want, you got the brushes, you now need to put in the brush work. This right here is the main thing that you need to do to get your waves to elite status. 45 minutes to an hour a day or more is my preference for you guys to be able to get your waves good. These little 15-minute sessions, they are not gonna cut it for you. Try to get you at least 45 to an hour, at the lowest 30 minutes. But at the same time, I will say that quality over quantity, man. So what that means is, even if you are brushing 15 minutes the correct way, you still will see progress. So think about this: if you're brushing 15 minutes and you're seeing progress, let's say if you knock that up to about 45 minutes, you'll see even more progress faster. So just keep that in mind, to keep brushing and making sure that you're hitting the correct angles and having quality sessions. quality sessions, man. Another tip for you guys before I get up out of here, beginners, figure out what works for you in your brush sessions. If it's music, if it's listening to podcasts, if it's listening to battle rap, figure out what works for you to make you brush longer. Another tip for you guys is to brush for time and do not count your brush strokes. If you count your brush strokes, you are limiting yourself in your brush sessions, and that's not what you want to do. You want to make sure you can maximize your whole brush session by brushing for time. That is the best way to do it. Also, you're going to of course need a do-rag to lay your hair down. I recommend the silky do-rags. That's just my preference. I feel like silky do-rags just help my hair lay down a lot better. Alright then, beginners, that's how you get waves for beginners. Y'all already know what we about to do, man. Grab your brush and let's get a quick brush session in before we get up out of here, man. Let's get it. Alright y'all, so last thing that you're going to need is the plastic bag. So this plastic bag will be your best friend at the end of your sessions. It's basically a polisher, and it's going to knock down all those stubborn hairs that don't want to lay down. So I'm going to rag up. I'm going to show you guys how to rag up real quick. So always want to make sure that you have the seam on the outside. Want to make sure it's in the middle of your head. Also, you want the crown area to be flat. So you want it to be flat. So You can make sure your crown can be on point. Yeah. Like Tori said. Put your boo-boo cap over here. This is called double compression. Flip it over. Make sure that you get these over your ears. And that's it. Rag him on up. I like to open the scraps last. That's just my preference. Some people like to put the scraps in their mouth and stuff. I don't. So I open the scraps up last. And that's pretty much it, just like that. See how everything is smooth? So, that's how you get waves and what you need for beginners. Y'all already know. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Wavy Cracker signing out.